What is going on, you guys? This is Bach the Rock. And today, guys, we are going to be reacting to a video. Now, if you guys hear my audio buffering, or, I don't have a headset, so I can't get the output video just right. I'm hoping by this week I will be getting a headset that hooks into my microphone. I'm gonna have to figure that out literally and clearly. I'm going to make sure I'm gonna make sure my audio pops in real quick, and we'll get into this video. So I'm gonna explain. Hang on, let me turn down my computer real quick, because that's probably caused the audio, and we're gonna turn down the audio. We're gonna turn this down a little bit. Hope that works. Give me 1 second, chat. Give me 1 second. Let me see this. We're gonna turn this down a little bit. Hope that works. Give me 1 second, chat. Give me 1 second. Okay, there's still going to be a bit of a feedback, guys, because I don't have a microphone, so we're going to just take it. We're just going to take it for now. So I'm going to switch these out real quick. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shrink down. Well, first off, I want to make sure I want to make sure I can be able to get access to this. So I'm going to shrink this down, and we're going to... I'm going to shrink down both my, shrink down my camera. We're going to increase the size of this. I'm going to move this over here. Well, actually, I want to make sure this is wide enough. Okay, and then, where's my camera? Right there. Move this over here. And I'm going to grow the size of this. So it's going to be big enough that it blocks a little. It should. I think I can squeeze that down a little bit. Okay. Alright. So this is how it's going to go, guys. Today we're watching a video. You're going to see me right up here in the corner. Yeah. Okay. So you're going to see me in the corner. So this video just came out recently because of Ramsey Khalid Ismail. And it says, and I quote, "I punked a Tozy at the courthouse in South Korea." Yeah. First off, before I start this clip, before we watch through this, because this is like 8 minutes, but I am gonna stop a little bit because I'm gonna poke holes in his little, oh hey, I'm the king of the castle fiasco. So first things first, make sure no viewers are coming in, or make sure we have viewers coming in. So basically what's going to happen is I'm going to play through little bits and bobs, and then whenever he spews BS. Now remember what I said about the ABC Pizza stuff. First off, he's going to claim he made a move or stepped up to a Tozy, and then he starts calling him all kinds of stuff. I'm going to cut off when he says something below the belt. And then I'm going to pop in and tell him and say my 2 cents in. And remember the rule, guys. If I say anything I feel is, too far or, well, actually not too far, but basically if I swear, I'll be putting a coin in the swear jar. If I don't swear, Now you guys are probably wondering why am I doing this vid, first of all? Because this guy has a court date coming up, so I'm going to start with his efforts, because he was watching the vid that just came up for Batozi. And then I may do another vid where I will possibly watch Tozi's perspective, and then we'll go from there. So, let's not waste any time. I know I spent like a few minutes talking, so let's get in the hubbub.
Okay, so look, I gotta tell you all a story about Atozi. Because Atozi came to my last court date, and he cut out of. I'm gonna explain some shit to y'all how I $3. Let me tell you the story about Atozi, guys. At my last court date, Atozi comes. You guys see me suited up, looking nice, fade clean, everything. This nigga comes up to me like in the lobby of the courtroom. So let me explain it like this. I'm in the lobby about to go into.
Okay, so right here already, he's pretty much breaking his balls trying to tell the story. So you guys heard just there, he pretty much stuttered. So he's pretty much breaking his balls, saying that Atozi came up to him in the lobby. First off, guys, if you know courthouses, sorry, I'm just trying to make sure the feedback is not distracting me. So if you guys hear feedback, like I said, I'm trying my best to fix that to the best of my ability. So if you know courthouses, you do know that if anybody's in the courthouse, people don't just go up to people. All right, now, if you guys don't watch the law shows, like, there's a couple of law shows I'll throw in, like Matlock, and I'm talking about the old and the new version. Don't ask how I know that. And if you've also watched, like, oh shoot, what was it? Phoenix Wright, or if you played the Phoenix Wright video game, then you would know that if you were in a courthouse lobby, the only people that would be around the witness or would be around the clients, whether they're oh crap, I forget, the defendant and the plaintiff would be the lawyers. Okay, so right now we already know that Ramsey over here is pretty much doing the puff puff pass and spewing nonsense. Anyway, let's move on
to the courtroom. This nigga Atozi is there with a bunch of groupies. He comes up to me with an iPhone like this, recording, right? In the middle of the lobby, like right before I'm about to walk into the court, right? And I look him in the eye, and I'm like, nigga, your views are going down. Your views are not doing great, bro. I look at his channel, the nigga's getting 100K, 200K a video. Like, I'm like, this is kind of shit, bro. And then, he does a video on me, and it's like 5 times, 6 times, he's getting 500, 600K, right? And I told him straight up, I'm like, nigga, if you want to 5 times your views, let's sit down and do the interview. Let's sit down.
Okay.
I'm like how I'm sitting right here. Let's rent a studio. Let's sit down and do a one-on-one debate. Let's do a one-on-one talk.
Okay, so I'm going to stop him here on the debate debacle. So this is where I'm going to draw the line on the debate debacle with his big mouth. So if you guys don't remember, this was started in January, because I have the exact date in my phone. So I was working, and I'll tell you guys the story. So I'll fill you guys in on this. So I was working my average Joe job one night, and when people eat fast food, sometimes it doesn't settle with your stomach. It's like, hey, you gotta use the facility. You gotta cut out so you can go use the bathroom. Well, with some people, you know how, like, if they have to use the bathroom, then basically what happens is they have to keep their mind occupied if it's painful. And I'm talking painful, like if you've eaten 2.5 pounds of sugarless free Haribo gummy bears, and then it goes through you because your body's used to the sugar, but the sugarless goes through you quick. Well, this punk, I'm gonna point. This punk was doing a stream where basically he was running his mouth, stuff like that. He's basically talking about Ice Poseidon. He's talking about pretty much anybody else. Now, to be fair, all nuisance streamers like Ice Poseidon, Sam Pepper, pretty much everybody who's been nuisance streaming along the nuisance should not even be streaming, should not even be making money. But yet, when you go over to Twitch and you got nuisance streamers, you got Gunnar Clancy, the head of the CEO, like, oh, this is getting my rocks off. We should just post this up if it's a female, but if it's a male, or if it's a VTuber. But, but Kick is like supposed to be a free-spirited site without any repercussions. So, but he's sitting here running his mouth and all that stuff, but yet he gets himself banned because he's done 2 stupid things, which involves desecrating graves. And the reason why I know that is because, remember, at the Jewish Wailing Wall, he put pictures of Jeffrey Epstein, Harvey Weinstein, and Aiden Ross in the Wailing Wall. Then in Tel Aviv, he harassed a female officer, which, again, to bring this point up, should she have pepper sprayed him with Bear pepper spray? Yes, I think so. Should he have been tasered for crossing the line? Yes, I think so. Because, guys, let me give you a little bit of a backstory on why I know women are a little bit fickle, and I'm not saying that to sound rude. So, a buddy of mine and I was out one time, and we was at this restaurant. This guy was harassing this woman. Apparently it was an ex. I overheard bits and bobs. So, it was either an ex-couple or something. I don't know what happened. Me and my friend are just sitting there. We were just eating. We thought, okay, just let them dispute. I'm sure the bouncer or the owner of the bar will pretty much throw them out. Well, it got to the point where it almost got physical. And apparently the girl had some trauma on her that right in the middle of the restaurant, she pulls a taser out of her purse and pretty much tasers the ex-boyfriend low blow. So, if you guys remember the phrase from the Christmas song, "Chestnuts roasting on an open fire," yeah, let's just say he got that 3 ways to Sunday. Like, very, very bad. Anywho, I'm sorry I keep talking. We're about, let me pull this up real quick. Because we're already 1 minute in, and I'm already calling most of this airtight, juvenile BS. So let's continue.
And let's go at each other and let's do it live. I told him that straight to his face. The nigga stuttering, looking at the ground and all this shit. And he has video that he cut out of his vlog. That when he's streaming outside the courtroom, he comes at me with a bunch of weird ass niggas, right? Outside the courtroom with 5, 10 motherfuckers. And I look at him, my bad YouTube. I look at him and he's with 5, 10, 20 people at the courtroom. And I look at him, I'm like, bro, you're a deadbeat father. I'm like, you're flying out to Korea for 5-minute court dates. I'm telling you, he's flying out for pre-trial hearings. It's not even trial. He's booking hotels, plane tickets. He's coming there. They don't even let this clown in the courtroom. He's coming there filming little shit. I told him straight to her face, I said, you're a deadbeat father. You better take care of your kids before I do. Don't make me get...
Okay. Now, this is where I wish somebody would pull a One Piece. Now, the most epic punch in One Piece, and I will tell you guys to look this clip up. If you guys remember the Saba... Okay, first off, if you guys never watched One Piece, You'll have to wait till you get there. What I mean, but I'll give you guys small tidbits here, so I'm not giving too bad, not giving spoilers. Saba Odi Archipelago, the slave house where the Little Mermaid Cammy almost got sold. And I'm gonna tell you guys with these keywords: Celestial Dragon, Luffy, Epic Face Punch. Pretty much damaged them up so bad that if he would have set up in a Looney Tune picture, he would have been like, "Which way did it go, George? Which way did it go?"
Get out of here and go f your. I'll become the stepdaddy to your little kids, nigga. I told him that on camera. Nigga start stuttering. My kids are set. My kids are set for life. Johnny, why do you keep uploading YouTube videos when you're on trial? When he has like 10 niggas behind him, bro. Like he was stuttering his ass off, looking like a. And that's why.
Okay, and this is where he's stuttering like this. Sorry, guys. This is where he's stuttering like Porky Pig. Porky. Pause, rewind. This is where he stutters like Porky Pig getting cooked at a luau. Because let me retract, let me just repeat his BS. So, basically he's saying that Atozi is a quote-unquote deadbeat dad. Okay, let me ask you this, Ramsey. If you're going to be watching this, if he's a deadbeat dad, how come he's making money that and I don't know if he has kids or not, so I'm just putting this out there. How do you know he's not supporting them with the job he's doing? Because unlike you just want to use your money, your clout, making yourself all like you're a big pit bull, when really you're a yapping little chihuahua. Because this is you. If you and again, guys, I'm bringing up the reference. So you know how in some, hold on a second, guys, I need an energy drink before my throat gets parched. But you know how in some videos, when you have a big dog and a little dog, the little dog, and there's a glass between them, like a chihuahua. So the little chihuahua is behind the glass, and he's barking at the big dog, like he's saying, yeah, I'm king of the castle now, you punk. I'm the king of the castle. You're just a dirty outside dog. So basically, he's doing that, but until somebody decides to open the door, that's when the chihuahua goes, "Oh snap! I shouldn't have opened my big mouth." Now, bringing back the ABC pizza incident, okay? Next time I gotta move the camera over. Actually, guys, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this because this is gonna drive me crazy. Give me 1 second to arrange this stuff real quick. I'm gonna move my camera to the right and put him to the left. So there we go. So bringing back the ABC pizza incident with this guy, okay? Now you remember when we watched the clip with the legal mindset. You remember when him and his butt buddies decided to step up to Xena, Moxie, and stuff like that. What was the listings I said before this punk runs his mouth? 1. Gino decided to throw soju on Moxie, and because Moxie was jumping around, and she even tried to offer the alcohol as peace. And yes, guys, technically in South Korea, since their laws are strict, if you throw soju, it's kind of like equivalent like in the U.S. You throw water on somebody, or you throw liquor on somebody, yeah, that's considered assault and can lead to a bar fight. Now, him, Hank, and Gino, all 3 of them were in an American bar in the U.S., yeah, it'd be Yellowstone style. As in, if these punks ran their mouths, then 10-1, and I am saying it precisely, 10-1, they would get there. I could see them. I could see Gino stepping up and saying he's a big dog, and then he's going to try, and the minute he's surrounded, he's pretty much gonna, and pardon my way of wording this, but he's pretty much gonna pussyfoot it around. Okay? Basically, he's gonna be like, I thought I saw a putty tat around. And he's going to pretty much try to offer to buy them beers. Now, if they were tough guys after the mouth he ran, yeah, he would be paying the piper. Because Yellowstone-wise, I could see broken arms, broken legs, and a busted jaw. Or, if you guys remember what happened with Cooper in, what was that TV show? Because I've seen clips of it on TikTok, YouTube, but people play the clips from Landman, and they show, like, one of the characters getting hospitalized. Yeah, I could see that. I could see those three or four possibilities happening. Because this guy doesn't know when to shut up. Like he runs his like this is like he's one of those he's one of those type of characters where what's a character that I know that would keep running his mouth? Like if you guys remember the old Looney Tunes, like Porky's Adventure in Wacky Land. And you guys remember where Porky's trying to search for the last of the dodos? And you know how cuckoo he is? And then Porky asked him, and he's stuttering, and I'll try to do his stutter a little bit for a little comment. But he was like, are you really one of the dodos? And then the dodo starts stuttering him, but then he gets in his face and he goes, yeah, I'm the last of the dodos. So yeah, basically it's kind of like that. Anywho, let's continue on.
Nigga cut the shit out the last video he did. And then I saw that nigga Pedo Mindset did his video and he said, guys, there's gonna be some spicy stuff in Atozi's next video. Cut out. Because I Atozi to his face. You a bitch, nigga. You got a whole little kid. And you flying out to across the world for a young nigga, 20-year-old's fucking trial for doing YouTube loud noises in the public transportation. Like, you're a bum. You're a bum. I said you're a deadbeat dad. Imagine you're a kid and you got to grow up and all the kids got like, take your dad to work day and take your, like, whatever, your dad comes.
Okay, so first off, dude, like, you got room to talk. Okay, I know he's gonna repeat the phrase that he's a bum, he's all that stuff, Atozi's a bum and all that stuff. But guys, let me break this down to like a fraction, okay? He wants to call anybody else a bum, okay? Now the point. Oh, I'm pointing the wrong way. Am I pointing the wrong way now? Yeah, I'm pointing the wrong way now. So this guy wants to call people a bum. Why don't we recheck his back record? Because I called him out on stream a while back for this. And he pretty much putty-tatted and deleted his stream because of it. So during the stream, he and I got into a heated debate. He said I sounded like I was from Alabama. He said that I am I'm not gonna say the whole word, but he said I was an N-bomb. Like I'm not gonna say it because it's not my taste. But he called me the N-bomb. And to add defamatory and insult to injury, and insulting a whole state, mind you, he called everybody in Alabama pretty much, how do I explain this? How do I explain this completely without sounding insulting? He basically called them, if someone paint their neck red, and that he pretty much said that they pretty much, Fujitora their families. So basically, he said that pretty much anyone in the state of Alabama would pretty much their own family. And he said that to me. Now, was I angry? To be fair, yes. Because I will say this, if he was in my neck of the woods and he would have said that to me face to face, yeah, let's just say I would have whooped him so bad that he probably would probably wonder. Pause that, rewind. Let me repeat that. If he was in my neck of the woods and he would have said stuff like that, then he would have been, I guarantee you, he would have had a one-way ticket to Alice in Wonderland. Only, well, not a one-way ticket, but he would probably be knocked hard enough that he'd be in Wonderland wondering, why are screws not right in my head? Why am I being a negligent little punk? And why am I going around thinking I'm all that in a bag of chips, when really I'm locked down in Korea, illegally streaming, mind you, because, guys, this is the funny thing. If you guys remember, even though he's in the privacy of his own home, or, excuse me, in the privacy of his butt buddy's home, he still is illegally streaming. Which means that any stream he does will be found out. When it's found out, it's going to add on to the files. When it's add on to the files, there could be possibility that he will get more time. So Ramsey, do yourself a favor. If you're going to sit there and act like Porky Pig on a spit roast, use your brain. Oh, I'm sorry. You don't have a brain. Because you've been spending too much time in South Korea sojuing it up, not being responsible, playing TTS, mind you, which, guys, when I get to it, I am going to see about pulling up that vid, and I am going to literally put this vid on full blast, and I will translate what all was said on that stream. So if I get it translated, guys, I will read the translation, because if you guys remember, our phones are now smart, where you can take a picture of translations like text and stuff like that, and you can translate it. So if you guys are wondering, why is Ramsey going to be getting a registered SO charge? Actually, you know what? I'm not going to sugarcoat it. But you guys are going to probably wonder, why is Ramsey Khalid Ismail getting a registered sex offender charge? Well, we will get to that once we decide to bite in that forbidden fruit. Anywho,
my dad does YouTube videos on a black 23-year-old that does videos in Asia. What is, and some niggas' dad's a soldier, some niggas' dad's a doctor. My dad's a like, that's like all you could pretty much say. Like, what are you doing, nigga? Like, this shit is fucking What's up, timestamp, Terry? But let's just watch this bum ass nigga, bro. Like, he's talking. I don't even.
7. So that's kind of. But also, if I speak Norwegian,
we don't give a fuck about who you are, nigga.
We started covering him like 2 years ago.
Look, he's talking about me right here, right?
Just to cover the trial.
Well, whose trial?
So we're in there.
He can't even do a podcast. The nigga's so awkward. Like, the nigga's like, I go there to cover his trial. They're like, whose trial? Like, nigga, do a podcast correctly, nigga. And that's what I offered this nigga when he came to the court. I offered this nigga. I said, let's do the one-on-one debate podcast. My audience want to see it. Your audience want to see it. Because you clickbaited niggas for 2 years.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to stop here. Okay. Now, guys, you heard him here. Okay? You heard him here. He said he wanted to debate. But yet, here's the thing. He debated against me, and this is him. I called him out on BS, and he stood down. He whimpered. Heck, put it this way. If this was supernatural rules 10-1, if me and him was up against any demons, I know I would have the common sense to think, hey, we're supposed to do this, this, and this. He'll probably be like, oh, I'm just going to pick up a blunt weapon and attack. No. Because I can guarantee you, the minute he tried to go and take a first strike, he'd be KO'd and ready for a sacrifice. Or, worse yet, if we were trapped in a video game scenario. Okay? 1, a real gamer would use common sense. Him, lack thereof. Which means if he was to make a wrong move, he'd be done, or he'd stood down, or pretty much the Looney Tunes reference, someone would just drop a giant anvil, and then, that's pretty much what would happen. Because he lacks the common sense that if someone dropped an anvil, and it would crush him down, and then it would bounce him like an accordion. Because that's his brain thinking with his downstairs brain and not his upstairs brain. Because he thinks he's got game. Brother, in a TikTok vid, you screwed up. You act like you were screwing a fish. Like, I'm sorry, I'm not sugarcoating it, but he acted like he was having intimacy with a fish. You guys see my point on that.
Almost 3 now. He just said right now, I've been covering the nigga for 2 years. When I was in Israel, the nigga said I'm going to jail for 99 years. When I was in Japan, the nigga said I'm going to jail for fucking 10 years. And him and his little editor is going to cut it out. Johnny Somali crashes out on me. No, nigga, I'm saying the truth. When I was in Israel, you made a video saying I'm going to go to jail for 99 years. When I was in Japan, you said I was going to go to jail for 20 years. And it's 2 years later, and I'm still not in jail. So you got to stop clickbaiting your audience. But we both know it's the money game. We both know you make goy slop.
Okay, now here's some facts that he just dropped, okay? So he talked about his crimes over in Japan, Israel, up till now. Okay, let's backtrack, okay, Ramsey. First off, if you're talking about slop, then I think you should go to the nearest pig farm and dig your head into a hog trough, because you have made the big hog trough worth of slop. Okay, so let's backtrack your little crimes. You go to Jerusalem. You go to the Wailing Wall. You put 3 pictures. Now, again, guys, I did my research, and apparently, out of those 3 pictures, and I'm gonna say J.E. was Jewish. So I guess that's why he called him top Jew. I'll give him that. I won't give him that kudos. But he was pretty much a pedo bear. Harvey Weinstein. So Jeffrey Epstein and Harvey Weinstein, which those two were considered pedo bears, and Aiden Ross. And this is the stupid thing. He considered Aiden Ross a Jew, pretty much. Either he done his research or he lacked common sense thereof. Now, if you guys know if the 3 people he put in the Wailing Wall are, you let me know. But I think they just, once they did something stupid, they denounced their Jewishship. I don't know how that works. So if you guys are Jewish, so if anybody in my viewers account are Jewish, they know all this mess. Pause, rewind. Let me try that again. If there are people in my chat who are Jewish, and they know this information, please comment down below on what exactly happened, because I'd like to know. Just so I don't mix up any information. And I'm sorry about my speech impediment, guys. Like I said, when my brain moves fast a certain way, it will pretty much, But back to the listings. So he put 3 photos in the Wailing Wall I think it was in Jerusalem. I think it was Jerusalem where the Wailing Wall was. If you guys know that location, please comment down below again, because I have to see to mess up my information. Then in Tel Aviv, again, there was a riot, or there was a protest. There was either a riot or, well, no, it was a riot. Pause, rewind. There was a protest, and what happened was he was catcalling a female officer. Now again, if that officer felt threatened, what do you guys think could have happened? What would have happened was he could have been pepper sprayed, or he could have been tased. But I'm surprised that female cop kept her cool. But then when the 4 officers picked him up and detained him, carrying him, you guys should have heard him. He was pretty much walking out, I'm an American! I'm an American! Okay, Ramsey, here's a hint for you, and I'm pretty sure you've been smoking so much blunt, your brain doesn't process how certain rules work. When you leave the comfort, like think of it like bird's nest rules, or think of a home you're staying in for so long. You leave the comfort of your own home, you gotta hold it. You're pretty much entering a new territorial ball game. Okay, that's the same thing if you go into a state. If you know the state laws, you know all that stuff. Okay, that's fine. But you break those laws, you gotta pay the piper. So let's continue. Then after Israel, he went to Japan. Now I'm bringing up this past, and again, guys, if you're from Japan, I humbly apologize. I'm just bringing up what he said. He brought up the whole Hiroshima, Nagasaki, and what they call the nuclear disaster. Was it Fukudashi or something like that? I don't know what he brought up exactly. I mean, but I know he brought up the 2 atomic bombings in Japan, and he brought up a nuclear blast, which I don't know what year happened, but he brought those up and was stirring up the pot, causing pain to people. Then, again, after that, he pretty much ended up in South Korea. South Korea, which again, we're gonna look at those. He desecrated the 2 comfort women statues because, guys, if you remember the history, and YouTubers have brought it up, the comfort women statues honor the females that were taken in World War II as comfort women. Okay? And if you guys know what I mean by the term comfort women, that's good. That's why it's called the Comfort Women statue. If you guys don't know what it means, I would suggest you look it up, because I don't want to repeat it. But they were also a certain type of trafficked. So that's what I'm going to stop there on saying.
And let's just leave it at that. You know what I mean? Like, come on, bro. Like, come on.
Imagine being...
Get this fucking... I gotta
sweet
get
if you distill it.
Yeah, so...
I hate this guy. Just
okay.
So
I didn't know
he
that.
looks like a cock. I told him. I literally told him to his face, I will your wife and become the stepfather to your kid. And the nigga cut it out of his vlog. So, Atozy, I dare you to put that out in your next video. Put the video of me bitching you out in front of the courthouse in your next vlog.
Okay. Now, this is where I'd say he needs to swallow his teeth. I'm going to be honest here. Because there are parents nowadays, if someone would have said something the way he just said it about Atozy, I can guarantee you that he would definitely be swallowing his teeth. Now, guys, I will tell you an incident where I've actually seen this happen. And, guys, I will say it's a bit graphic, so I'm not going to... Well, I don't have a video of it. But I'll just explain the story. So I was working on another average Joe job. It was about 20... It was either 2 years after I started. Because I think I started back in 2016. I think it was around 2018, 2019. I was working the late shift. We had this guy come in, trying to buy liquor, but he was intoxicated. Behind him was a father and his kid. Now, the father was treating the kid right, buying food, buying candy bars, trying to take care of the kid. And the drunk was just standing there, and he started snickering because the father was having trouble counting money. I don't know what exactly was happening, but the guy started looking at the kid, and I was about to step in. Well, the father knew it. The drunk thought, oh, hey, I will take this kid, because this guy looks like a lousy father. Basically, kind of like what Ramsey was shooting off at the mouth about. So, the guy went to grab the kid. Father instantly reacts and he punches the guy like clean. I remember the punch. It was either, well, yeah, it was about like that, like hit him like right here, and I could hear it. Like he literally hit him hard enough that he broke some teeth, that his teeth went in the back of his throat, and he cracked his jaw. And the guy was like on the ground bleeding, and I was like, oh shoot. And yeah, security cameras caught it, but I felt bad for the father and the daughter. So I told them, go ahead and pay for your stuff. I will take care of this, da 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 da. So they left. And at the time I contacted our management. I contacted our asset protection. I did everything I was supposed to do by the book. They come up. They asked me what happened. So I told them. But I left out the part of the father throwing the punch. Because I thought that'll come up in the camera. Even though I'm fudging information a little bit, I don't want anybody getting into trouble. Plus, I saw the reason why he did it. So after I saw it exactly, my managers questioned me about it because they filled out the report. They saw the security feed. So when the managers noticed that I lied fudging the report a little bit, they pulled me in the office. They looked at me and they was like, so, you do know why we pulled you in here? I was like, if it had something to do with the attack, I already told you what I knew. They looked at me like this. They had their fingers like this, like they wanted to say something. And they got close and they said, we know you said you were saying what you're saying, but here's the thing. You're keeping certain pieces from us. So do you want to explain what happened, or do we have to write you up? I looked at them and I was like, all right, what pieces am I keeping from you? They showed me the security piece of the security clip that they clipped out, and they showed me that I saw the punch. Like, they clipped out the part from when the guy went to grab the daughter, and the father punched the guy's lights out. Like the guy literally had a broken jaw. Like I said, to restate what I said for the record, the guy had a broken jaw where like he was hit enough you could hear his jawbone going. And basically, he pretty much was on the floor, and his mouth was like dripping blood. So I signaled them to just leave, and the management looked at me and they was like, "Okay, we're not going to write you up, but you're going to tell us exactly what happened, and we're going to have to report this father to the police." I said, "Look, I told you what I'm going to tell you." And the father had a right to react in self-defense. You put that father in jail, then he could legally have the right to sue the company that did this to him. So, here's what I'm going to tell you. And you got the clip, but I'm going to repeat my side of the story. The guy was drunk. He was trying to get alcohol. He was watching the father and the kid. He was watching the kid. I could tell from his angling that he was going to grab the kid. I wanted to intervene, but I thought if I intervened, something could go wrong. So when the father knew it, paternal instincts kicked in. The father whooped his rear end. So I gave the father the okay to go. As in, he paid for his stuff, he left, that was it. So after the management decided to overlook it, they called the police. They did not respect it. They did not remotely put 2 cents in. So when the police came, they questioned me about it. And the officer said, "Look, you were withholding information and we should have you arrested." And I looked at the officer and I said, "Okay, let me ask you something. And I got mouthy with the officer because back then I had a high temper tolerance. Because it was like, when I'm not listened to, or if I say something that's kind of like a chess piece, like, if I say something that's like a chess piece and I'm in the right spot, and someone thinks they can jump me, I jump right back. So the officer looks at me, and he said, "We could arrest you for withholding information. I got agitated. I glared at the manager like, really? And the manager knew I was pretty PO'd. So, I looked at the officer and I was like, okay, let me ask you a question, officer. Before we decide to get your supervisor involved, let me ask you, if you was in a place with your kid and your wife, and a drunk went to attack your family, would you? And I didn't point at him, I simply stated, I pointed at the air. I said, would you have done the exact same thing the father would have done? And he looked at me, and he had his hands on his cuffs like he was going to arrest me. I was like, now, I would think carefully, or we can have a nice little drive down at the station, but I guarantee you that the minute I bring this information up to your supervisor, you could lose your job and pension. So I would suggest you think clearly. The officer realized he knew I was right. Because, A, he thought about the situation, and he thought, okay, this kid has a point. If this was my wife, my kid, and a drunk was going to do that to my family, I would have reacted the same way this dad did. So after the throwdown between me and him, like the verbal throwdown, he backed off. He simply told the manager, look, there's nothing we can do. The father reacted on self-defense. The only thing we can do is arrest the drunk. Brain moves fast. I miss that. My speech impediment kicks in. He told the manager, there's nothing we can do. The only thing we can do is arrest the drunk when he's out of the hospital. The father had it right away. So, after the officer left, I glared at the manager. Like, I was peeved. So, I took it up to our next higher up. I told the next higher up exactly what happened. I told them that we shouldn't involve the officers. And the next thing you know, the manager that called the officers, even on that situation, she wound up getting an earful. Now, she didn't like me after that, I can guarantee you that. But she knew that if I was right about something, or had a gut intuition I was right about something, she pretty much stepped down and listened. Anyway, let's move on.
You were filming it with your iPhone 17 Pro Max like this, stuttering. Johnny, why do you keep uploading videos when we are on trial? Like, nigga was like, I was like, bro, nigga, I know where your go to school, nigga. Like, don't play with me, nigga. Don't play with me, nigga. Little.
But
yeah,
he did vanish a little bit, like, and then he came back and just resumed where he left off.
Just being a dick
do a live stream there.
Exactly. Yeah. Went to Israel. Then he went.
I'll come you, and I'll go to your son's daddy, whatever, daughter day, or whatever the fuck it is.
Okay, and see, this is the other thing. This guy literally just said he knows where his kids go to school. Now, here's a good thing. This is where I would say somebody needs to punch his lights out, because he's mouthing off about somebody's family. Honestly, here's the thing. If he was in the States, like I said, if he would have said the same crap to me, honestly, I would lose my cool. Now, out of respect, guys, again, I always say in my videos, I don't condone violence, but I do believe in karma. And I'm talking like the My Name is Earl karma. Like, do bad things happen. Do good things happen. Now, I can name 3 moments of My Name is Earl where Ramsey Khalid Ismail could definitely be on the woodwork for that. Like the intro, when Earl gets a lottery ticket, he wins the money. He was going to use that money to do his karma deeds. But, well, first off, we all know he was a JA. He got hit by a car because of karma. Pause that. Rewind. He got hit by a car because of karma. But then when he was in the hospital, he realized, I was an idiot. I was brutish. I was stupid. Maybe I need to list all the bad that I've done. and do all the good out of it. So, anywho, let's continue, because this video's got roughly, it's got another 2 minutes and 13 seconds. Plus, I will really want to just rip this guy apart, because basically, he's like a barking chihuahua. Like, all he does is, and it's like, yeah, he is a yapping chihuahua. He basically is running his mouth.
We went to just the wrist, but to cover the trial.
Well, so how many times have you been, and what do you go for?
Just to cover the trial.
Well, whose trial?
Johnny Smalley's trial, essentially, in South Korea. So, yeah, I started covering him like 2 years ago.
Awkward ass nigga. I started covering 2 years ago. Little stalker ass nigga.
And then he did his antics in Japan. He got a slap on the wrist, but he was like, you know.
Slap on the wrist. Nigga said I'm going to jail 20 years. Clickbait.
Begging to the judge, saying he was going to quit.
Begging to the judge. Lying to the judge.
This life. And then he came back and just resumed where he left off.
Just being a dick to everyone.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Bro, someone go find the screenshot and put it in YouTube, right in the Discord right now. When I was in Israel, this nigga literally said, Johnny Somali.
Oh, that's bull. Okay, you guys see how he's basically debunking Tozy. Sorry. So, basically, this idiot is basically saying that, yeah, there's been some exasperation. Going to jail for 20 years, yeah, that could be an exasperation. However, Ramsey doesn't know his laws. Because if you guys remember, there is a possibility, he could be going to jail for 12 years and a few months, but they could up it. Could. Because if you guys remember, let's backtrack, because he's definitely an idiot that if someone were to take a bag full of iron, a bag full of salt, and a bag of holy water, and then knock him upside the head, I'm sure the laws wouldn't lick common sense into his head. So let's recap. He pled guilty to 4 obstructions of business, 2 minor offenses acts, but the deepfake charges he pleaded not guilty. Yet, he lacks common sense, like he's got a dragon schlong up his rear end, because apparently, and this is where it gets juicy. Apparently, he has the vids of him showing deepfakes. And if you guys don't know what a deepfake is, it's an AI tampered photo. Okay? Like, for example, okay, let's say, let me think of a good example. Let me think of an example of a deepfake. Let's say hypothetically, you got a picture of your favorite streamer. Okay? Now, they made you mad, or they made you do, or you thought, oh, okay, you know, this would be kind of funny. You tamper with the picture. So, like, for example, I'm just gonna make up a fake YouTuber. Let's say Joe Schmo. Okay? Let's say I run into Joe Schmo and I took a picture, like a full picture. Now, how I could tamper with the picture, like, I could do it anime style, like make him look like a Pokemon. I could do it like, make him like Nezuko from Demon Slayer. Okay? That's kind of like a deepfake. Or, another way they would put it, people could tamper it to make it look like they're in a relationship, when really they're not. Okay? What Ramsey did with the deepfakes, he had Hank made it look like him and Jungman were in a relationship. And he tried to make it look like that him and Bong Bong were in a relationship. Now, mind you guys, he played stupid games, win stupid prizes. And on top of that, he pretty much, in South Korea, from Bong Bong's perspective, she said that she was canceled out by other South Koreans because of this Fujitora. Now, guys, to be fair, if we weren't in South Korea, okay. Now the ABC Pizza incident. You remember him and his butt buddies, Hank and Gina. If they were in my neck of the woods and they would have done that crap, yeah, I wouldn't stand down. I would literally scrap it up, rip them apart, and if it was Yellowstone rules, throw them out a glass window. Now, whatever happens after that, now, if they wanted to talk a big game, and then they get badly injured, and they were like, we're gonna sue you, I'd say, I got witnesses, we got security cameras, you harassed me first, I told you to back off, so...
Is going to jail for 99 years. Like, that's not even a joke. You put it in the thumbnail. Not even a joke.
Went to Israel, then he went to Thailand, then he went to South Korea, and now he's stuck in South Korea. He's been stuck in South Korea for a year now.
Stuck in South Korea, thriving. I'm fucking Mushu. I'm having a good time, nigga. Seoul is the fifth richest city in the world. South Korea is a supposed first world country. You know, I'm having a good time here, nigga. Like, you know what I mean? Shit is nice. Shit is clean. Shit is nice. I'm not around. I love it. There's no here.
Yeah, your head. Okay. This is where you're kind of stupid. The reason why you can't go anywhere, Ramsey, is because you're on lockdown. And honestly, the only reason why some South Koreans haven't torn you apart yet is because you're trying to keep your head low, but there are people that are definitely wanting to tear your head off, but they can't. Because, guys, just to clarify, let me explain. If you guys remember the incident when Dalgoon was man enough to punch this punk's lights out, okay? Make sure. Oh, that's the wrong way. He punched this punk's lights out, and he got arrested for it. Because in South Korea, and just to bring this up, South Korean laws state that there is no self-defense. If an assault, and put it this way, if you were in a fight in South Korea, and you both were arrested, then yeah, both parties would be charged. There's like, if you got hit, and then you got back up and you went to do the hitting, both would be charged because there's no self-defense law in South Korea. They have a zero violence policy. Kind of like how schools have zero fighting tolerance. So, Dalgoon got arrested, but he was defending the honor of South Korea because of what this joker did. And on top of that, guys, we are going to be doing more vids, and I'm going to put in my 2 cents in because there is one more vid I'm going to react to, and it is going to be the Tozy vid that just came out not too long ago. And guys, like I said, I am going to enjoy ripping every detail of this vid apart.
I'm the only nigga. I love it. I don't want to leave. Honestly, I'm thinking about doing more petty crimes so they can keep me longer. I'm not going to lie. I'm thinking about it. I can go on the bus tomorrow and start playing some music, and I get to stay here even longer. I love it. You know, it's a nice country. You think I want to be here or we're around a bunch of it's clean. There's no crime. It's safe. It's not dirty. It's beautiful.
666.
Alright, guys, so after we just watched that, here's my senses for Ramsey Khalid Ismail. Now, he can copyright this track, but he can copyright this vid, but here's the catcher. I know when you post stuff up, if you put a disclaimer, you put everything in, he can try. Like I said, he can try, but here's the problem. I've been sitting through the whole thing. I've been reacting to it. So it's kind of in the fair use category. Now, if you guys remember, And I believe, who was it? Not, I think it was Ethan Klein. I can't remember. But if you guys remember the case with Hassan Hassanabi, Frogan, and who I forget. But I know it was Hassan Piker and his little cronies that were doing this. But basically, they would play the whole video, and everyone would watch it on their channel, but not credit his channel. So basically, what they would do is they would watch the whole video, they would leave the room, they would go do something like they will say, "Oh, well, I got to use the facility. Oh, I got to go get a drink." But me, if I do reaction videos, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to sit through. If I see BS, I'm going to call BS. If it's pretty much all that. And I know Ramsey, if he's going to try to defame me, I'm going to come back twice as hard. Because like the old saying goes, and I'm only quoting this, and this is one swear word I'm going to say, karma's a bitch, and the bitch knows when to bite back. So, Ramsey, if you're watching this vid, if you want to be a bag of knees snow punk and try me, just remember, I called you out on the debate, you did not answer my call, and third of all, you, sir, just got pretty much put in your place. So, you want to defame me, you want to run me through the mud, that's fine. But keep my family out of your mouth, and don't ever mention anything that discriminates. Well, no, strike that. Basically, put people down or pretty much makes false allegations. Anyhow, guys, this is Bach the Rock signing out. If you guys like the content, be sure to like, subscribe, and favorite. Comment down below. Turn on the notification bell so anytime I go live, you get the ring-a-ding-ding. Know I'm in the bling. If you guys are from the other side of the world, have a good morning, good evening, good night. If you're from the other side of the world, reverse of reverse. If you're from the good old USA, have a good night, do a good morning, do a good day. Bach the Rock signing out. I will catch you guys in a bit to do the reaction video for the Atoshi vid. If not, guys, I will probably do some gameplay, but I'm going to get myself caffeinated, woken up, and get myself better up. So, peace out, and I will catch you guys soon. And stay out of trouble.